Hello and welcome back to HD Racing, to Forza Motorsport and another GT2 multiplayer race. This time we are at Spa, and for this one I ditched the BMW M8 that I showed you in the last video. I just didn't enjoy that and instead went for the Corvette C8.R. And luckily for this one I was able to load my old tune and didn't have to do any last minute changes here. So I also was able to do a little bit of practice, also did one qualifying lap but made it invalid on purpose because I wanted to start somewhere more towards the back. We are now starting somewhere in the middle, but it's gonna be fine. So let's get into this. Okay, here we go. As I said, starting somewhere towards the middle, and I'm expecting quite a lot of carnage turn 1. That's mostly how this goes on Spa, so let's try to be careful here. Well, not the greatest start. Maybe I should deactivate traction control for these cars. I still have that on, but here we are. Okay. That Porsche really wanted to make his way through there, but we survived. That's good. Okay. Another Porsche trying to ram us into the pit wall here. Okay, I think we did fall back a couple of places, but okay. Well, there's two Porsches once again. Oh boy. But at least I managed to avoid them, or well, I was lucky that they did not come back onto the track. Could have been disastrous up the hill there. Okay, now we actually gained some places with that. I'll take it. There's someone behind in another Corvette, but I think it's the Corvette C7. Yeah, looks like it from the rear view. Okay, let's try to... Oh, his radar's showing him on my side, so let's give him a little bit of space. And try to take No Name here a little bit better. Yes, that looked a little bit better than his line, even though we were kind of on the inside. Still a little bit of pressure from behind, but let's see if we can maybe get a little bit of a gap going. Also, guy behind did get a little bit of a penalty. Oh, I outbraked myself. I really should stop looking at the UI when there's a braking zone coming up. Happens to me more often than I'm willing to admit, but you maybe also already noticed that. Okay, that Porsche is really slow. Oh, that might be a penalty, right? Yeah. Illegal pass. Well, yeah, I didn't have really anywhere to go and I didn't want to slow down. So yeah, I was barely off track there, I think. And oh, other way off track. And someone else got punted off the track. And yeah, okay. Another penalty for that. I should be more careful here. There's Porsches all around. There's one behind, one in front. There's a lot of them in this race, it seems like. Okay. Right now 6.5 seconds to the leader, so we are still kind of in reach, I would say. Even though we lost a little bit of contact to the top 3 from the looks of things. Yeah, looking at the mini-map. But it's still not bad, and I mean, top 5 already. I wouldn't say no to that, and once again Porsche in front not taking that very smoothly and was a little bit slow there. So we're up in P4. I'm a little bit afraid now that he's gonna pull some kind of a move here. It seems like he isn't. Good. So by the way, in this race I started on medium tires because I had really bad experience last time with the BMW, with the hard tires, so I really wasn't feeling it, even though it might be possible in this race to just go the whole distance with hard tires, but I'm not quite sure and I don't want to risk it here. So going with mediums and kind of thinking that we probably will need to go into the pits at the halfway mark. It's a 6-lap race, so kind of what I'm thinking right now. And Porsche behind is definitely still keeping up here. And lost a little bit out to the guy in P1 at the moment. But maybe we can still get that back. But definitely a track that I'm quite confident on, at least. I wouldn't say I'm super great at it, but it's a track that I know quite well. So I actually should be able to do kind of decently here. And we also were lucky in the beginning, since I didn't get that much involved in any of the crazy incidents in the beginning. It could have already been race over. Well, not quite over, but I would have definitely been quite far back if I had been involved in any of the incidents lap 1. But sometimes you just need to get lucky as well. It seems like I'm catching a little bit to the guys in front. I mean, it looks like P1 has run away a little bit, and P2 and P3 are kind of directly in front, like 2.5 seconds ahead right now. And if I can keep up my pace, I should be able to hopefully get closer. So the GT2 category is definitely an interesting one. I would say I prefer the GT3 category at the moment, but I still wanted to give GT2 another chance here, because, well, the last race that you saw in the BMW M8 just wasn't great. And it also just, it felt weird to drive that car. It was so slidey, and I still don't really know why, if that was the setup or the hard tires or the combination of both of those things. Not 100% sure, but this already feels a lot better. This sometimes gets a little bit slidey, but not as bad as, not nearly as bad as the BMW did. So if you're looking to drive any car in this category, I think the Corvette C8 is still a good pick. I've also seen some other cars doing quite well here. It looks like Porsche is really popular, though there's different models here, so I'm not quite sure. Need to look into what I actually would enjoy. Oh, they are going side by side. This is... Oh yeah, I don't wanna have another penalty here, so... Yeah, I just lifted there a little to... Yeah, just not have another penalty for overtaking off track. Really wasn't any space, and yeah, it was kind of obvious that they were gonna be slow side by side through that corner. You can't take that flat. Okay, let's see. I mean, tires are still okay, but they're gonna degrade quite quickly here, so I think I'm still gonna pit. Like, it might have been an option to go one more lap and then go for softs, but I don't know if softs will last 2 laps or if they're gonna degrade too fast. I mean, tire degradation here is like on, was it like 6 times or at least 4 times? It was like, from the multiplayer, it was kind of high as far as I could see. Though I'm not quite sure like if that changes through the different lobbies. I think it could be a good thing to, well, have a little bit of balancing between the tracks. Oh, okay, the release there onto the track is kind of weird. I just was pushing down the throttle all the way, and that clearly wasn't the right choice. I wish we could just enter and leave the pit lane on our own completely. Sadly, that's not a thing. And now we are back in P9, but I feel like a lot of people still haven't pitted. And I don't think a lot of people will have gone for hard tires and gonna go the whole distance. So I think a lot of people will still pit. Like, maybe people are doing mediums to softs. It could definitely work here. I could see that working quite well, actually. Maybe it wasn't the right choice to go pit that early, but then maybe it'll still work. We'll see. I think I'll give it like 1 or 2 laps to really evaluate where we are actually at. So this category of cars is interesting, I would say. Like, it's called GT2, but how many actual GT2 cars are there? Not many. So it's, I think, mostly GTEs and then some other cars that are kind of in the GT category at large. I think for the GT3 category that kind of fits well with the name. And oh boy, he is slow. Probably on quite used tires. Can I maybe... Well, maybe let's just keep it back and then get a better exit here. That should work, hopefully. He's weaving all over the place. Okay. Hopefully we will clear him here. Oh, just send it. Yeah, that works, and I think he even has gone off track there. So, should be able to do this here. And there are quite a few people pitting now, as I was expecting. So let's see where we actually end up. Yeah, I'm not saying that I dislike the GT2 category, I just think the name is weird and I'm not quite sure what they are trying to do with splitting these cars, if like the power is still quite similar. I think in Forza Motorsport the difference between the GT3, GT2 and the GT4 categories is not as big as I would expect, and like actual GT2s, current GT2s at least, are quite different to GT3s. They have a lot of straight line speed but not as much aero, so they're gonna be slower through the, especially the fast corners. Like if you've tried GT2s on ACC for example, then you would know that they behave quite differently to GT3s and also GT4s of course. Here in Forza Motorsport I'm not quite sure, especially since there's a lot of GTEs in this category and they are just quite similar to GT3s. Like maybe like in real life they are a little bit different, they don't have traction control ABS like GT3s have, but like in general the platform is kind of similar, so at least as far as I know. I'm not quite sure what is gonna go on with this, like if it's gonna stay this way. Because yeah, as I said, this way GT3 and GT2 kind of feel too similar for my taste, and yeah, but maybe that's just me, I don't know. And also just realized we actually went up to P3 when, well, probably because of people pitting, I guess. Guy behind is 2.5 seconds behind us. And yeah, it looks like the guy that already pitted is in P1 right now. 2.5 seconds, and the guy directly in front actually did not pit yet. Maybe he is actually on hard tires and is trying to go the whole distance. He's in a Dodge Viper. Not quite sure how that performs in terms of tires. Oh, and he also has quite a big penalty, so yeah, let's see if we can hopefully get by him here. It seems like he did outbrake himself a little bit, so let's try on the inside here. Yeah, looks good. Should be able to clear him here. I was actually catching up again. What the? He is really fast. Oh, and I really shouldn't look that much in the rearview mirror. Oh, wow. What was that save? Oh boy. I thought I would lose the car there and just slam into the wall. I don't know how I saved that. That felt actually kind of good, even though I lost time with that. It's still... Oh, please don't rejoin like this. Ah, I had to go around. Yeah, looks like I lost like 2 seconds there at least. Yeah. So if we didn't lose that, we would be still 3.5 seconds behind P1, so I guess it would still be quite a tall order to catch up to that guy in the front, but well, still would have been nice to maybe try. Yeah, but like this. But then again, as I said, that felt like a good save. I really thought the car was gone there, and I've had that happen too many times, especially in ACC, where you're like, yeah, I can go flat up en rouge, and yeah, you normally can, but if you miss your line just a little bit, well, it can easily happen that you lose control at the top of the hill and then just slam into a wall, and I was seeing myself exactly there at that moment here. Well, it's actually the last lap already, so yeah, I guess we won't be able to catch P1. Even though it looks like I'm getting a little bit closer. Our race is just a little bit too short to actually get something done there. Looking at tire degradation, yeah, probably just could have done mediums for 4 laps and then 2 laps of softs. I think that might have been the better choice here. Also wouldn't have had to deal with traffic as much, even though it was still okay. I mean, it was a decent race, I would say. So, a little bit of redemption for the last race, where I really screwed up quite a lot. Was fun. Was definitely fun. A little bit of action, especially in the beginning. All those Porsches. I mean, there aren't that many visible here on the scoreboard. I mean, a few, but there were a lot more. But I think those are just all the way at the bottom here. But yeah, it was still a fun race. So, I hope you enjoyed that as well. I might do more of these races if you're interested in seeing them. Let me know in the comments if you want to see more and what categories you want to see, and I will try to get that to you. So that's it from me. I've been HD Racing. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you in the next one.